Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert. Gonna do like a live coding thing here. Probably gonna be a mess. There's gonna be errors. You're just gonna see it live. So, basically, I made this, and what I want to do now is have each row be a digit, and so like all these would be zeros, and then ones, twos, threes, and so that's what I'm gonna try to figure out. So, let's see if we can get this going. So restarting the kernel here, and the imports, the model, print the summary, and then I'll probably keep the training the same here. I could try to make the images more fuzzy, but I'll deal with that later. So this should train for a couple minutes here. Okay, this I'm not doing now, that I'm skipping, that I'm skipping. Here's where I am. Okay, so import OpenCV, and also, let's see, this is going to become 3, and then pi. So that's just printing that images I don't think I'm using right now. And so I think I can take all of this and put it here, and let this one run when it's ready, right? Okay, and so it's in here that I'm going to be doing the changes probably. So, let's see. So this one's working. I don't think I need the one there anymore. And I'm going to be using, Y train, so I'm probably gonna, I don't need to enumerate because that's just a frame number. So let's see, it's going across I and then J. I want to use Y train, or no, Y test. Okay, so I'm going to be using Y test, and I'm going to be trying to find each of these values. So I'm going to say indexes array is empty, and then for I in range of 10, because there's 10 digits, and I'm going to want 10 of each for I in range 10 again, but this is going to be J. Okay, and then I'm going to be saying num found is 0 while num found is less than 10. I might be off by 1. While num found is less than 10, and I'm going to need an index, so Y index here. Okay, and then we're going to say if Y test Y index equals, so the I's we're going across, so it's the J is going down, so we want it to equal J. If it equals J, so we've got an overall array, right? But then we're going to be, it's going to be an array of arrays, I think. That's how I'll do it for now. So then I'll say this row is empty. And then do I want to do this as a NumPy array instead? For now I'll do it as a list. And I'm going to say this row dot append y index. And okay, and then at the end, so I'm going across, and then when I get to the end of J, that's when I want to indexes array dot append this row. And I'm gonna put these, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take, because this could take a while to run, I want to sanity check this first, and I want to print indexes array. And here we're going to see whatever errors come out of this. Yep, that was dumb. Y index is not defined. I am very smart. Yes. So Y index is 0. Or no. Yeah, Y index will be 0. And then at the end of this, Y index plus equals 1. Avoid the infinite loop. Index 10,000 is out of... Did it really get there that quick? Is it okay, so I mean J is just going to be 0, right? And then so before this I can print this. Zero, so there's a 7. Oh, well, that's the initial 0. So here, boom. Okay, and then I should say print yoink. So there it's yoinking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's working. So num. That's how smart I am. Num found plus equals 1. Yes. Boy, oh boy. All right. And then we got a list. Okay. So now I can ditch these guys. Make sure it still runs. Okay. So we've got, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So one of those, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we got that. And then in theory, I'm going to be taking this, and instead of doing it this way, I think what I'm going to do is so I'm just, yeah, I just need an index. So index is array I, J, and I could be reversing those, but I'm just gonna run. Oh, I don't want to save the video yet. Then I won't know which of these. I'll ditch this. Should I put it way down at the bottom? Because I don't remember what that chunk was for if I'm going to be doing that again. Okay, but I don't want to do the video yet. Okay, so what I really want to do is check the produced image from this. So frame number, and then we're making blends, and then I can just show plt.imshow. Yep, I'm recording. Okay. plt.imshow, and then it's going to be blends -1 to just be clear. It's printing that. Okay, that's fine. Did I do all 9s? How do I? This seems really stupid. Oh, these are all 7 9Gs. Okay. For j in range, okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little sleep deprived. My son was sick and he didn't let us sleep. So it's doing this over and over. Right? I should have seen that when I was counting the things. And so yeah, it's just going to keep doing the same thing over and over. That's special. If that equals j. Okay, so for I in range, for j in range. So I is just saying go across the row, and then j saying kerchunk next to down a row, go down a row. I is just going across the columns, number found is 0, inside the j, that makes sense. Or okay, number found, so okay, that goes there. Number found, that stays here. This row is that this might fix it. 874, 874, 874. Same problem, different problem. All right, so y num found plus equals 1 while num found is less than 10. So we're just in j. Am I doing? Okay. It's almost like this needs to go here. This doesn't necessarily need to be a loop because this is already doing this. Yeah, this was probably pretty stupid the way I did it. I'm not going to proofread, I'm going to run it. That's terrible. Okay. So y index is 0. I think that makes sense. Number found is 0. I think that makes sense. So for j in range of 10, if y test is... No, I do need the while loop. Oh my gosh, I do need the while loop. So while num found is 0, and then I'm just seeing if I found it. Run it. What did it run? Oh, okay, it did run. This is it, right? Okay, it's running. Is it really that slow? I hope I don't break my kernel here. Or am I running a... I ran the wrong row. Okay, I'm running 2 of these. Yeah, that was smart. Okay. Okay, so num found, if y test, num found plus equals 1, num found is 0. If y test of y index at first is 0, this needs to be tabbed in. 3, 3, 3. Okay. For j in range 10, while num found is 0, if y test y index is 10, this row dot append y index, because that's the index that we were at, right? So we're just going until we find the first match. We don't know what y index that's going to be, and then we need to do that 10 times. So y index is 0, yes. Number found so far is 0. While number found I do need this here. Okay. J should be changing. So, okay, we're gonna print myself to death here. Okay. And then just run that. I mean, I like that. This row dot append, and then, oh, am I doing it right at the end? Shouldn't that be there? Is that what this was the whole time? Was that indexing? Or the indent? Okay, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, and now it's getting huge. So, no, that wasn't it. Let's see, this row dot append y index. To me, that makes sense. And then we get to the end of I, indexes array, append this row. So the row, each time you're in the row, it's empty. Okay? And then you're getting to j, it's 0. Okay, print the 0, we print the 0, great. And then number found is 0 because we are in j, we're going across the columns. So we only need to find a single one in here. And then we're going to loop again, and then we're going to loop again, and then we're going to loop again. And we're trying to get this y index to, we only need to find 10 of these while num found is 10. And then it goes, okay. Y test, y index is that. Yeah, I'm just not running on all my cylinders right now. This should be a lot easier than it is. Like, I should have been done with this by now. 20 minutes almost. Okay. So let's see, tiles, frames, index array for I in range 10, print I, that makes sense to me. Okay. And then you'll go, 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 and then eventually get a new I, and then it just keeps going. Okay. Y index is 0 because we need to start that over. Each time we're going to a new j, we're looking for a new number. Or am I think that's it. Please be the one. Yes. So, that's what it was the whole time, and I was doing all these other things. Okay. So do that, and then we've got our indexes array. Okay, and then this is already written, so now we can run this. It should not be making the video. Zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yep. So let that be a teachable moment. It happens to the best of us, or whatever you want to call me. So, okay, so we're getting that array. That's good. And then this doesn't take too long, right? Yeah, that's quick. So I can just dump this in here. Okay. And now we're getting the array. We're doing the thing as before. And we're changing this so that we're doing the frame number like before, but now we're taking the indexes array, and I'll double check this is still running. Should be. Now I can start making the video. Okay. And wish me luck. And while that's running, let's make sure that I can find the video file. It might have produced it already. So let's first check this. Looks good. and get that there, and there. Okay, so the zero's on top. 1, 2. Oh man, look at that too. And that one. 3. The 4s look like 9s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And so now what I could do, so this is working. Okay. So this was the goal. Mission accomplished. But this is kind of one of those George Bush mission accomplished here. So let's, I want to train this better than it is. So I'm going to change this to here. Less blur. And I'll leave this, what was it, 4? Or was it a 3? Where's my file? It's a 3. Okay. And here we go. So now what we're going to do, we're going to have less fuzzy initial images, but we will have better results. So I'll go with 2048 and go with 10 epochs, and everything else should be the same. That's staying the same. Alright, so train this for both 2. Okay. That's where it gets slow, that's right. We'll see how slow this is, because on each batch I'm running this. And, oh, my value loss is already low. Okay, let's stop this, and, well, but I won't have enough frames. That's the problem, is I'm not going to have enough frames. But we can see that my, yep, I'm getting better losses here, lower losses. Yeah, so this is just going to keep training a bit. So let's see. Is it total 14 seconds? I think it's a total 14 seconds. So we've got another minute of this. It's been 20 minutes. Okay, so let's explore some of this while that's going on. This is some of the stuff that I used to make the animations. And so while that's running, I'll just talk about how I did the animations. So this first one, the splits, so that's just going over how many chunks it is. In the next one, it's basically called tiles. And then here I'm just telling it to make a single plot, except make it large so that we can see it better. Blend, so here's where I'm just initializing that array. And so I'm just initializing the whole thing. And I'm using the same basic code. This is what I did the first time. And I even used this in another notebook where I was actually blending from one number to another in latent space. And so between the encoder and decoder, you're in this kind of 49-dimensional space or whatever, instead of this higher order, higher dimensional stuff. And it's easier to compare how similar images are when you're just looking at 49 values instead of 28 by 28 values. Is that done? That looks done. Oh, I think it's on the final epoch. It might not be done yet, but so that's what this is doing, is just putting in, and you see how it gets less blurry, or more blurry to less blurry. And then, okay, now it's done. So I'll talk about that another time. We can go down to here. I'll do this again just to be safe, and then hopefully we'll have enough frames. Okay, so I don't know how long that's going to take to run, because I don't really know the math of exactly how many frames I made. There we go. Alright, so I might have made too many frames. So 2048, I was doing 2 epochs. I wonder what my shape was. But let's go with 4 epochs. And then I might have to shrink down. I don't know if this is going to be enough epochs, but it should make a cleaner looking image, and I'll just need to reduce the number of frames I show. Ah, that's right. I get to start over. Okay, so the imports, don't need that. Print the summary, sure. Okay, the callback is needed, and we'll go for 4 of these, and that should be quicker. Alright. Yeah, it's getting close to bedtime here. Hopefully I get to sleep. My kid's still sick, so he doesn't really let us sleep much in that situation. So anyway, while this is running again, and hopefully it doesn't freeze again, so this is where I was making the animation that I would later turn into the HTML5 video. I wanted this to be able to play in a Jupyter notebook in GitHub, but it just doesn't seem to work. But yeah, so we're setting the parameters of the plot. I just chose an index. You know, I could choose whatever index to print a different number. Okay, it looks like this is done running. I'll tell you what, this that's not a very good result, but anyway, we'll see. GIF maker, display MP4. Okay, so I need this. And then, was it freezing here? Okay, this could be a problem, so I'll do 20. Images is that. Okay, so I want to know the shape. Alright, I want to know the shape of this. So I'm going to make a new thing here, and I want to know this. Fun, okay. Well, why am I doing that? $108. Okay, so that's not that bad. 100 frames, I'll go with. It's not that bad at all. Okay. Now, it did actually do a little less training in a way, because that was at 200 something before. But alright, so 100 is still safe. So these were 100, and they can stay 100. Was this the one failing, or was it the next one? Okay. This might be the one that was framing. Total frames, no. And then make sure I have no dummy number hundreds in here. What else would fail? We'll just go for it. It might have worked. Okay. Let's see if it looks cleaner now. It might not. No, it's still pretty terrible. Yeah, I can't really edit video, so I don't want to do a big training session here necessarily. I might have to call it here. I did accomplish the original mission of this. Yeah, like I said, the George Bush mission accomplished. It's the same thing. So, but yeah, I've got this. At least it's working. This is what I wanted to do, was get it to make the video with the numbers in the correct index here. So that did work. And then the only thing is I would want to run a longer training session where I might train for, say, 5 minutes or something. But again, I don't really have a good way to edit video right now. And so I don't want to sit there and train it and then have you guys just wait. So I might make another video later about getting better looking results on this. But yeah, so to accomplish this, I basically had to do this, and my mistake the whole time was having this as J instead of I, so that wasted a good 5 minutes or something, I don't remember. But basically I'm just going through, you know, Y test itself, and I'm saying, hey, find me all the zeros, find me all the ones, find me all the twos, and I'm just making an array of indexes. And so then as I'm going through this array, I just make it in the same shape as the image itself. and so that I can run through and just grab the index. So I'm going to my ij kind of coordinates here and going into my indexes array, and now I'm getting just an overall index that was from the original y test, right? And so the indexes array, it's just putting out a single int at each of these iterations of the nested loop here, and it's just putting out an integer, and that's going to be so first is the frame, right, because we're doing a video of 100 frames. This time it's 100 frames instead of 200. And then we are saying out of those 10,000 images, yeah, I'm on the right, yep, you can see it, which of these 10,000 test images are we going to look at? And we happen to know that this is, okay, I'm in the 0th row here, so I want one of my images that is a 0, which we figured out here. Okay, so that each time I'm going to a new row, if I'm on the 3rd row, right, and not like 3rd row, but the 4th row, so you're minusing 1, but on like the 3rd row, we would have a 2, okay, and so we're saying get me the indexes where y-test, where the true result was a 2. And so now we have these in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, where before it was kind of randomized. Hopefully I showed that at the beginning of the video. I should be able to just show you quick how it used to be in case I forgot that, because I'm not running on all cylinders now. I've been sleep deprived, which I probably already mentioned. Okay. Would this do it? You know what? I'm just going to run it and find out. Except I want to change the let's blur random. That might take a quick second. And then this ought to get us the old version. That was quick if that just worked. Alright, yeah, that's the old. And then, so this is what it used to look like before the changes, where it's just whatever order y-test is in. So the 0th index of y-test is a 7, and on and on and on, all the way through the 100th index there. Okay, so that worked. I'll get it quick back to the end result, because that's what we were after here, and that would be this. I just saved over the same video, but whatever. I just saved over the video. But, yoink, there we go. Okay. So yeah, sorry that that took so long. Got stuck on a pretty obvious issue that you guys are probably screaming at the screen like, you know, what was wrong, and I didn't see it for too long. I'll blame my lack of sleep. But yeah, I got it working. And yeah, so let's see if there's anything particularly interesting. This 2 kind of looks like a 3, and it starts kind of as an 8. And it makes sense that a lot of these would look like 8s at first because there's so much overlap of an 8 with everything else. Like if you think of, you know, the old school like clocks and digital clocks, where it's just kind of the segments, right? Everything's going to fit within those segments, and so everything's going to fit within an 8 at first, and then slowly it realizes there's less error if I kind of reduce how much I'm looking in certain chunks. Like for a 9, you don't want to be looking at the bottom left, and so that's going to slowly vanish. With zeros, yeah, the zeros start also as an 8, actually, but they seem to converge the quickest. Ones also seem to do quite well quick, but see, the 1 even starts as an 8. 8s are obviously going to start as an 8. See, but even these are, this one almost looks like a 3. If I train it better, it'll look better, but what's that? Okay, that's probably just in real life like an ugly 5. What else have we got? This 9, look at that one. Man, that's got to be, that's like my handwriting. It's terrible. Shameful. Okay. Well, yeah, I think I did what I set out to do, so hopefully that was interesting to you. The main thing that I want to get across, okay? A lot of people think, oh, I'm really bad at coding, you know, should I even be doing this? Everyone gets stuck with dumb stuff. You know, I've worked with PhDs and all kinds of stuff, and just dumb stuff like this happens all the time, and it's really just about just perseverance and you know, not beating yourself up, not getting too mad about it, because it can be very frustrating when there's something and you know it should just work and that you should just be able to figure it out. But I probably spun my wheels for 5 or 10 minutes on something that ultimately was incredibly easy and obvious. And you know, with more practice and with more sleep and stuff, you'll catch those quicker. But just don't feel bad if you're new. I've been coding since like 1996. I haven't been doing it full time or anything, but I code a lot, and I'm probably better at coding than like most people. I'm paid pretty well for what I do, and even I make mistakes like this, and I've seen live streams of other people that are way better than me, and I see them do dumb crap like this too. So don't beat yourself up if you miss something obvious like this. And for a while, I even had some infinite loops, you know, and my big one was right here. That needed to be an I instead of a J. I had it as a J for way too long, and I should have caught it, but I didn't. So keep that in mind for yourself. Don't beat yourself up. And yeah, I will see you guys later. This is Keith from Kinvert. Hope it was helpful. All right.